Hey guys, it's Kendra. Today I'm here to do a video sharing with you how I extend the life of my hair a couple days in between washing it. I've been trying to grow my hair out recently. I had it short for a couple years and I'm just ready to have it long again. I think it's a little bit lower maintenance for me because when my hair was short I had to style it all the time or it just did not look good. So I find that when my hair is longer, something about it because it's heavier, so I think that I have to blow dry it less. I can let it air dry and just work with the natural wave of my hair. When it was short, I couldn't really do that because it got really poofy. So since I'm trying to grow my hair out, washing it less often is definitely a priority. I am a huge believer in the natural oils of your hair. So the more often you're washing your hair, your scalp overcompensates for that, and so it's going to produce extra oil. So that's why a lot of people think, well, I have to wash my hair every day because it gets super oily. Give yourself 2 weeks and, go just one day and then try to go 2 days a little bit later and see how your scalp is doing then. I do think over time it gets used to it and you don't get as oily. I will share with you guys the products that I use on my hair. They're all really natural, safe options. You can find them all on Vitacost, really affordable. I'll link those down below. I highly recommend using a powder dry shampoo. It's a lot more gentle on your hair. It's safer for you. When you're using aerosol dry shampoos, they can be irritating to your scalp and also very drying on your hair. So I definitely suggest using a powder form. You do kind of have to get used to them, but now that's all I use and it's just like completely normal to me. So this is day 3 hair. So I filmed this video yesterday as well. So I'll show you what I do with it after I let it air dry and then what I do with it day 3 as far as kind of revamping the style. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video and let's get right into it. Okay, so this is my hair second day. I washed it yesterday and I let it completely air dry and then I just had to run a few errands. So actually, did I even run? No, I just went to the park with the girls. So what I did is I just took this top part, rolled it into a little bun and put some bobby pins in it so that, because the front part is what looks just kind of random and it's not really nicely curled when it air dries. So usually I will put some waves into my hair after I let it air dry, but yesterday I didn't need to, so that was nice. But always on my second day hair, I go in with dry shampoo. It is an absolute must for me. I will show you too what I do to my hair tomorrow. So this is one of my favorites. If you're looking for a natural dry shampoo, this is by Acure. I've been using this one for so many years. This one is from Giovanni. This one's newer to me. I've only been using this one for the last couple months. It's the 2-in-1 power shampoo and instant volumizer. So you get a dry shampoo and also a volumizer all in one. But I do find that with most dry shampoos, you do get a little bit of lift, which is really nice. So something that I like to do sometimes is just pour it into my hand. Obviously you can take sections of your hair, but what I like to do is work it in with my fingers right where I need it. So I don't pour too much. And I work that right into the root because that's where I tend to get oil. Not that my hair is super oily right now since I just washed it yesterday, but it gets a little flat. And since I'm growing my hair out, the longer it gets, the heavier it is. So I do have to use some product in it. So I usually just work it right into the front of my hair. I don't need any in the back. It's gonna look a little crazy for a little bit. But once you get all of that powder worked in, brush it out. I like to just use a teasing brush. This is by T3. I also have one that I really like by Hot Tools, which is a clamp. This one's just a wand. So this will give me more relaxed waves, kind of more of a beachy look. And I just take the front parts of my hair. I leave the ends out. I just grab random sections. I feel like if you make it too perfect, then it defeats the purpose of getting nice tousled waves. So I just work that through with my fingers. Most of the time I just do a couple curls towards the front of my hair and I focus more on the top part of my hair because I do get a lot of natural wave underneath. The other thing that's nice about when you use dry shampoo when you are curling your hair is it gives some grit and hold. Just going in and putting a few more curls in and then I will set it with a little bit of hairspray. And then as you go throughout your day, you can just use your hands to kind of revive it and it'll last a really long time. Sometimes I'll curl all of this underneath and then other times I'll leave it. I'm going to spray it with the Giovanni LA Hold Hair Spritz. Just kind of brush it and see where I need a little bit more curl. And then you can go back in certain areas and make certain curls tighter. I do this all the time though, so I'm kind of have it down. So I curl my hair super fast, and I like to grab kind of random pieces in the back so that you don't have to curl all of it in the back, because I have a lot of hair. So if I curled every single piece of hair all the time, it would completely fry it and my hair would be really damaged. So that is why it's really good to work with the natural wave of your hair. All right, so I'm going to leave it like this. Gives me a lot of body and life compared to when I started with it, and it does not feel like I have a ton of product in my hair at all. So I will be right back and I will show you what it looks like the next day and how I work with it. All right, it is a new day and I'm going to share with you what I would do on the third day of my hair not being washed. It looks pretty good as far as curls go, so I don't have to do much to that, but I just need to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. So the first thing I want to do is brush it through. Then I kind of look at my roots and see where I need to put some dry shampoo, because obviously I need some dry shampoo. What I like to do is start just kind of a little bit above my ear, pull a section up, and then sprinkle this in a little bit, about that much, and go up another section about 2 inches up, and then last one closer to your part. And then I start working that in a lot, because you want to distribute this all the way throughout this whole section of your hair. Then I take a little bit more right near my face and work that in. And this part down here isn't necessarily oily, but it needs some lift. So I feel like when I, add this in sections, it helps give me a lot more volume. All right, let me get all this dry shampoo worked in. It's all over me now. And the last place I put it is in the crown of my head. Now, if you remember, I didn't do any of it back here yesterday because it didn't really need it, but if you're on your third day without washing it, you need some dry shampoo in the back, because your hair just gets really flat in the back, and I feel like it just feels heavy, and I don't know, for me, I have to put it back here. So once that's all worked in, it can look a little flat right at the top. So let me just brush this out a little bit. I like to take just the very top layer and tease it right there, so that it lifts up a little bit more. And you'll notice that I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can to not use much heat on my hair, because that's like my last resort. The point of going a few extra days without washing it is to, make it a little bit more healthy and stronger, so you don't want to be putting a ton of extra heat on it, because that defeats the purpose. So once I have it lifted enough right at the crown, I am going to add a few waves just to freshen it up. So I'm going to use the same curling iron. If you are continuing your style, make sure you're using the same curling iron, because different curling irons are going to give you different types of curl, and you want to just work with your natural curl that you have going on, not change the curl completely, because then you're gonna have to curl it a little bit extra. So stick with what you were using before, and I don't hold it on long, just a little bit to revive that natural wave, and usually just a few pieces in the front. So I'm not doing pieces right next to each other, because then you're gonna have to end up curling your entire head of hair. So just grab random sections, leave it on for just a little bit, and just kind of let it lay there. Same thing, grabbing just a random piece from the back and leaving a couple inches off at the end. And then just work that into your hair. I'll grab this chunk. And when I am doing this, I go super fast. So you can do this just in a couple minutes, throw some dry shampoo in your hair, add a few more waves, and you're good to go. And if you want to wear your hair up, obviously you don't need to do this, but this is if you want to make it look like you have some type of style going on with your hair and you want to wear it down. Once I have a few curls added, I just go back in and piece it out a little bit more. If I want to add a little more spray, I'll take some of this and just spray a little bit, just kind of like lift your hair and do a quick mist. Not a ton because that is one in my eye. You don't want to spray a ton of product in though, because then your hair is going to feel really heavy and you don't want that, especially with all the dry shampoo. I always make sure to brush the ends because it helps to make your hair a lot smoother and healthier looking. This is what I do to keep my hair going strong for a couple days. I really think that washing my hair less has helped a ton with the overall strength of my hair. And if you guys remember, a couple months back my hair was really short, so I've just really tried to put less heat on it, extend my style as long as possible. If you don't need to use a curling iron, don't. Especially if you're not really doing anything that day, don't put any heat on it. I also think it's easier to go a couple extra days when your hair is wavy because it gives you that body. It's easier to mimic your hair looking better when it is wavy. So I hope you guys got some good tips in this video and just an insight on what I do to extend my hair and just keep it looking decent for a few days in between washes. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I will have the links to all these dry shampoos and this spray down below. And I think that's it for today. So I will talk to you very soon. Bye.